Hi, thanks for joining us for another episode of the Partnership Libraries podcast, Patrons and Partnerships. Our guest today is Tamara Perry-Lunardo, the president of the Pride Community Center of North Central Florida. Hi, Tamara. Thank you for being here with us today. Could you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. Thank you for having me. My name is Tamára Perry-Lunardo. My pronouns are she and her. So I am a wife, a mother of 5 kids. 2 are out of the house, 3 are still at home. I'm a Gator alum. I'm a full-time account director and publisher for an association publishing company, and I serve as president of the Pride Community Center of North Central Florida because I'm really passionate about social justice and LGBTQ plus issues in particular. Since I've got skin in the game, I'm a bisexual woman, so it's very important to me to work for visibility and inclusion for me and my folks.
Could you tell us a little bit about the history of the Pride Center?
So it was founded about 20 years ago, and it was the first Pride Community Center in the area. It has grown a lot since then. We now serve 13 counties in North Central Florida, so we're not just Gainesville, although we are headquartered here. And it really grew a whole lot under the leadership of the late Terry Fleming, who I think we'll get to talk about a little bit later. But the Pride Center, we have safe spaces, resources, services, and events, all with the goal of fostering the well-being and visibility of the LGBTQ plus community.
I actually didn't know that the center covered so many counties.
Please don't ask me to list them all. I would have to look it up on our website.
That's okay. That's also a lot to remember. Just a bunch of counties, lots of counties in the area. And how has COVID impacted the center over the past year?
Well, we had, the biggest impact is that we had to close to the public, which was a really tough call to have to make, but we felt in the interest of public safety. I mean, we're supposed to be a safe space. It's one of the goals of our mission. We didn't feel like we could safely be open. It wasn't fair to our volunteers or the folks who would potentially come in. So we had to close to the public. That was pretty tough. We also had to limit our fundraising events. Again, for the same reason, couldn't safely gather to do a lot of the events that we normally do throughout the year. Almost all the events we do are fundraisers, with the exception of the Pride Festival. That's not so much a fundraiser, but it's very, very important to the community. And we had to cancel that as well. So that was pretty heartbreaking to have to do. But ultimately, I think it was the right decision. We're responsible for helping our community to be safe. And that was an unfortunate but necessary choice.
Mm-hmm.
And then during the same time, not because of COVID, but during COVID, we lost Terry Fleming, who was a co-founder of the center. He was really the lifeblood of the center in many ways. I mean, he spearheaded just about every effort. He was an incredible community activist and organizer, and he also had the benefit of being retired. And so the Pride Center and all of his other community and social justice work, that was his work. It was his life and his love. And so we struggled in the last year with his loss on top of the limitations of COVID. So it was a tough year.
I did have a chance to meet Terry a few times before, and he seemed like a very outgoing, very giving man. So I was very sad to hear of his passing. And how do you see the center moving forward this year?
So we are hosting a community event, a community meeting on Saturday, June 12th. 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Westside Park. And we are really hoping that we'll have a lot of folks turn out and tell us what they need from the center and how they envision that and how they can help. We often have a million great ideas come to us, but we're a very small board of directors. There are only 7 of us, and that's everybody who's putting together every event and everything that you see. So we really need help. We need people volunteering in the center. If we want to have a Pride Festival this year, and we do, we need the community to come together and help us make that happen. So community meeting, I think, is going to be a really important step forward for us. Hopefully what will follow from that is a whole lot of volunteers helping us to put on the events and the services that the community says are important to them.
And what services and programs is the center offering this year?
So throughout COVID, we were really fortunate to be able to maintain our GAP, which is a Gainesville Area AIDS Project program. We continued providing lunches and household and personal items to our HIV and AIDS clients weekly throughout COVID. So that has continued and will continue. Huge kudos to the folks who are running that program. They didn't miss a beat. They just pivoted and figured out how to do it in a COVID safe way. And so that has continued and will continue. We've also are still doing HIV testing. That's a free and confidential service every month. And then we did allow small groups to reserve spaces at the center as long as they, agreed to follow COVID precautions. And so I think we're going to get to see more and more of that happening as we have more people being vaccinated. And the hope is really to get the center open soon so that we can be a place that you can just walk into again.
Back to the open door service.
Yes.
And is there anything else you'd like the community to know about?
Well, there are a few virtual events that we were able to do during COVID, and because they were recorded, they're still accessible. So we have a mental health chat, and I think that was really important. Mental health is obviously important to everybody. There are some specific factors that really affect the LGBTQ plus community, so that is available. It's a video it's currently on our Facebook page. I believe we'll be adding it to our website as well. And then we also did a Kids Pride Storytime video series. We had volunteers come in and read a storybook, several of them. And so that's a little series that's been recorded and is going to be released in Pride Month. I'd love for people to enjoy those and, really just come to the meeting and volunteer. I'd love to get, as we're working to reimagine what the center looks like without Terry and make it functional. I'd really love people to come out and be a part of that community meeting on June 12th and volunteer. We have a volunteer form on our website, which is GainesvillePride.org. We really could use volunteers, and we, as I said, our events that we could fundraise at were really limited. So donations certainly help us keep going and to be able to put on events in the future. I'm really excited that we are coming up on being able to have our first in-person event besides a community meeting. We are going to have a queer and trans prom, and that is for all ages. It's not just a teenager prom. So if you missed your prom, you can do it how you would like to have done it, or for families who want to go. It's just a fun time to dress up and dance and have fun. It's going to be out at Bo Diddley Plaza, so it is outdoors. There will be some food trucks and vendors, and it should just be a really fun time. So that is coming up on Saturday, June 26th. 7 to 10 p.m. I should have mentioned Tranquility is one of our partner organizations in town, and we are co-hosting that event with them. So looking forward to working with them on that.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you again for making time for us on a late Friday. I hope you have an awesome weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.